Hey guys, it's Dave, aka Finance Guy, and we are rating Plane of Sky with 72 characters, 72 boxing on EverQuest Emulator, a local install on my computer. And Plane of Sky is basically the end zone of Classic. It has many quest items that are best in slot for every class. It has random drops that are best in slot, and it has bosses that can't be hit by magic spells because they're so high level, because that's how the original company decided they wanted to make stuff hard. They also have a lot of mobs that death touch. A lot, including trash mobs, which is absolutely ridiculous, and it is what it is. So how to get to Plane of Sky. You can zone there with the GM command zones airplane. But if you don't have a GM command, you need a wizard for each group. And what you do is you need a cloudy, I think it's a cloudy stone of Vishan. You buy them in Eridan Library, and you need one stone per port spell. And that's how you get up here. I think if the guild hall is implemented on the server, and I'm pretty sure it is, you can also buy a cloudy stone there and go through the portal. That way you only need one stone instead of one stone per group. But if you're like on a TLP and you're playing Sky for the very first time, you'll need a lot of these stones, and they do add up in cost. So make sure that your guild is funding them and not you. So what we're gonna do today is the first island, and the first island is super straightforward, super simple. There's not much to it. There is a glitch on my emulator though. The boss doesn't spawn when you kill all the fairy princess, all the fairy spirits. Let me see what they're called, thunder spirits. The thunder spirit princess doesn't spawn, and she used to spawn on my other server. I don't know what's wrong, so I made a hotkey here, right here. Pound NPC type spawn 71032, and what 71032 is the princess. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna manually spawn her after I kill everyone on the island, and then I'll basically be able to explain progression. If you're a GM, and again, this is not working on my server, and I don't know why. I must have screwed something up. But if you're a GM, you can click on these pads and move up to the next island without keys. You can also target a mob on the next island and pound go to that mob to get there quicker. It's probably easier to summon everyone up to each island rather than move everyone manually, just because there's random aggro and you might leave people behind by accident. You can use /click it. I'll type it and make it big. You type /click it when you're standing near a clickable zone line. You will have everyone in the party click it. Everyone in the raid will click it. So that's a quick way to do it. If you're near a zone line that you have to run through, you can do /RTZ, run through zone, and all your characters will run straight ahead for a certain amount of feet, therefore running through the zone. I prefer to just summon people. It's much less messy with so many characters. So it looks like everyone's as buffed as we're gonna get. They look pretty buffed to me. I think I'm missing one or two things, but I'm not gonna cry about it. So I'm gonna start pulling. I recommend a bow and arrow in this zone for pulling, or some kind of throwing item if you're pulling with your monk. Just because these guys fear, and you don't want to be near the center of the island. They only fear the person they're targeting. It's a spell they cast. I think they're Shadow Knights. So we're just gonna very easily and very effortlessly keep pulling and killing. I have Gampars running because, as I showed you in the previous video, I have been tracking more and more who's doing what and kind of keeping an eye on the weaker characters and how I can make them better. So, like I said, we're just gonna spend a few minutes taking these out. You see there, Bria is linking Lost Rabbit's Foot and Miniature Swords in chat. And I don't know which is which, but you need to loot if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna get the keys yourself and not just teleport to each island, you need one of each of these on every single character. Because when you beat the boss, Siren the Lunatic will spawn, and you will hand him the key or the item that is dropping on the island, and he will give you a key to the next island. And you have to do that on every single island. And there's actually one island where you have to say something to him to spawn the mob for the next island, or that's on the next island. So there is a Plane of Sky guide that someone else wrote. I'm not going to bring it up today just because I have to find it. But I will show you in another Plane of Sky video that Plane of Sky guide. It's very simple and straightforward how to progress through Sky. Another thing about Plane of Sky is it gets a lot harder really fast. This island, as you can see, is super easy. I am not even taking damage. Like I'm not even paying attention. I'm just yoink and yoink. Don't even care. Doesn't matter. I'm not even medding. I have a debuff on me. I don't even care. Oh, okay. So this is a glitch. Sometimes the spirits will aggro the puzzle mobs, the quest mobs on the other island. You do have to pound kill them, or you'll wipe. So that was a glitch, as you saw what happened. I don't know why that happens, but I can always respawn. Yeah, it's still coming. I can always respawn the zone to get those NPCs to respawn, or they'll come back in like 12 hours. So, oh wow, I really screwed up that Thunder Spirit must have gone up on that. Yeah. So problem with the emulator is Z-axis is weird. Sometimes stuff will fly like aggro through ceilings and floors that they have no business doing. Like I think all the Thunder Spirit is in the ground or in the air. Yeah, there I summoned her out. So yeah, that's a real problem. That is a real problem on the emulator. Sometimes mobs will fall through the ground, or or they'll just mess up. And what you have to do is you have to summon them like that. And now she's out, so she's fine now. So do keep an eye on stuff like that. I wiped in Lower Guck on a 6-box crew when I was near the assassin supplier room. If you're familiar with the bridge that leads to them, I aggroed mobs through the floor, and they just came up with like 20 ghoul frog locks and just wiped me out. So you do have to be careful in tight spaces about Z-axis. So I haven't spoken about that since yet, and I didn't know until recently that there was still a problem on the emulator. I'm sure they're still working on it. So it looks like this island is almost clear. I think I got one fairy left, one thunder spirit left. I'm not looting the keys because I'm just honestly going to teleport. Oh, someone died. Did we lose Jake 1? Summon Jake 1. I'm eventually going to put resing in my scripts. I didn't do it for my 54 crew, but I will put it in this one. The reason I haven't yet is because it's so mana intensive. I'm just going to wait until I get the Cleric Epic in Kunark. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do the Cleric Epic one time and then give it to all the clerics. Then I'll do like the Warrior Epic one time and give it to all the warriors and so on and so forth for each class. Just so I'm not doing 72 epics, because that's not fun. Doing each one time is plenty cool. I wonder if there's a spot right there that they fall through the ground. I noticed that one got stuck too. Okay, so now, do I need to med up for the boss? I really don't. This boss is so straightforward. She really is. So I'm just going to show you how straightforward she is. I'm not even going to med. I'm just going to end my med break, and I'm going to click my Sky Princess thing, and there she is. I'm going to click debuffs, dots, engage, and watch how fast she dies. She's going to go down in probably, I don't know, 15 to 20 seconds. Yeah, especially once the wizards hit her. The wizards can just melt her. You can see she has probably less than 32,000 hit. She has 20,000 hit points. No big deal. She dropped White and Treant Fist, which is a monk weapon. I do not know if this weapon is better than their hand-to-hand, but since it uses hand-to-hand, I'm guessing it is, because why else would it exist? So I'm gonna give it to, let's give it to Max. He's a good monk. So we'll do pound give item 6502, because that's the item ID. And we're gonna switch to Max, and we're gonna give it to him right there. So that's Island 1 of Planet Sky. Kind of boring, but you guys got a good intro to Planet Sky. So what I'm going to do to go to Island 2, I'm going to record this on a separate video. I'm going to do each island on its own video. I'll show you how I'm going to move. I'm going to put GM mode on for safety, and I'm going to target an Azarak on the set. Oh, there we go, an Azarak. Those are the mobs on Island 2. And I'm going to type pound go to. That's going to take me to Island 2. And you can see these guys are wandering around. These guys are a little more dangerous. So I don't know if I'll record the video right now or if I'll come back to Planet Sky, but that's where we're at. So if you liked what you see, like, share, comment, subscribe, definitely share, and let's keep doing this. Let's do all classic, and at some point we'll move on to Kunark, but I definitely need to get much better gear first because Kunark is a step up, especially with like Vishan's Peak. Talk to you soon.